Hi Leos, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings. I already have a card that popped out. So I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is whenever you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you end up subscribing, I upload my new videos for Leo and Aquarius on Fridays. So that's my new timeless videos for Leo and Aquarius on Fridays. The deck that I'm using today is called the Sun and Moon Tarot. And just as a heads up, the cards like to flip within the deck a lot, but I usually don't take them unless they flip out, or rather pop out. But as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the link is in the description. I'm going to go ahead and take these cards. I'm going to go for 2 more cards and then we'll get started on your reading. Go ahead and take the Magician, but put these ones back. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna go for 1 more card. One more, he says. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get these a little bit more centered up. But your overall energy for today is the 4 of Swords. And whenever we see the 4 of Swords, I usually see retreat or rest. So in this particular deck, the 4 of Swords has the connotation of truce. So I really am getting the energy that you guys were in conflict. I believe I saw the 5 of Wands in there somewhere, and it was very prominent in my mind. But I really do feel like you guys are dealing with some kind of a conflict right now, and I feel like now's the time to retreat, to sort of leave the situation a little bit, because, you know, looking further on into the reading, I see this Sun and it's in reverse. So it almost feels like you're not quite going to see a whole lot of success if you stay in the situation and fight. But that's for some of you who are dealing with conflict. For another group of you, whenever I see the 4 of Swords, I always think work for some reason. So some of you might be very stressed out at work right now. But definitely, you really have to take time for yourself. You know, maybe take a self-care day, because I feel that that will help you guys out a lot. I feel that for a lot of you guys, you might just not be in a position where you have a whole lot of mental clarity, and that might be as a result of being so stressed either by the conflict or work or some kind of something that's stressing you out. But there's definitely something that's stressing you out. With this 9 of Swords and this Temperance in reverse, you know, almost together, I feel that there is an issue here of balance, because the Temperance usually talks about balance and mixtures, right? A lot of the times, the Temperance, since the Temperance is the card of Sagittarius, and it has a lot of those Sagittarian energies in Jupiter, right? But because a lot of the times Temperance can mean sort of the blending of cultures, I feel like that might be an issue for you guys right now. I'm getting that some of you might be trying to travel outside of the country and it's not quite working out. But I definitely feel that this Sun card in reverse is the present, right? So you have this energy of where things aren't quite playing out the way that you would hope. But I'm definitely sensing change, right? Because I'm seeing this sort of narrative. First, let me explain a little bit more about the reading, and then I'll get back to that. But like I was saying, the Three of Wands talks about having made your plan and waiting to have your ships sail in. This particular rendition of the Three of Wands reminds me of those street performers that you'll sometimes see that are juggling wands, and sometimes will juggle wands that are on fire. So it almost feels like that kind of an energy where you're doing your work and you're waiting for people to come and sort of pay you for it, right? So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you might be performers. You might be, I'm getting thespians almost. And you're waiting for something to happen, but you're sort of going about it the way you would always go about it. But I definitely sense that there's going to be this Prince of Wands coming in. The Prince of Wands is a message. So like I was saying with that sort of thespian example, some of you might be waiting for like a callback of some kind. Some of you might be waiting for a better job opportunity if it's not continuing with the thespian example. But I'm definitely getting that for some of you, you're waiting for something to come in. And I definitely see it coming in with this Prince of Wands, and especially this Eight of Wands energy. Eight of Wands is fast communication, and a lot of times it's via text message or email or any kind of instant message. It's very quick and fast. You're not typically going to see a whole lot of, you know, old-fashioned pen and paper mail when it comes to the Eight of Wands. Like if this person were to drop their phone into a puddle of water and it breaks and they can never use it again, this is the kind of energy where they'll run to your house and tell you before they pick up a pen and paper and write it down and then wait 2 weeks for it to get to you. But I'm definitely getting it for some of you. This might be a love offer. You know, there's very clear symbolism with the Lovers card here. And I also see the Magician, which the Magician talks about manifestation. It talks about creating reality out of nothing. So the Magician has mastery over all four elements. He controls wands, swords, cups, and pentacles. And as a result, he can use those elements to create things. And that's where the whole manifestation portion of this comes in. And where that applies to the Lovers card is that the Lovers card, while it might have to do with love primarily, and I feel like a lot of you are manifesting love, the Lovers in general can also mean overcoming a very large obstacle. So whenever I see the Lovers, they're always an embrace, and I always picture them running towards each other, sort of like starting off at opposite ends of the field, right? And there might be obstacles in their way, no matter how small, like even if it's just a rock in the road, they have to overcome that obstacle in order to be together. And I feel like for some of you, like I was saying earlier, some of you might be trying to leave the country. Some of you might be in a long distance relationship, and that's why we see this Eight of Wands. And in fact, that's probably the message that's coming the strongest to me now, is that there's a lot of movement here. With this Eight of Wands, it's like you're texting or messaging your person very often. And then with this Knight, yes, the Prince of Wands is known as the Knight of Wands in all the other tarot decks, is also movement and is also coming through. So I think the biggest thing here is don't think that you haven't had victory yet. Don't think that you won't succeed. I definitely see good things coming in, just don't block your blessings. But I think that if you guys take the time to take a little bit of a rest, because I see a lot of quick movement, and I feel like all of this is going to cause fatigue in some way, whether it be physical fatigue or emotional fatigue or mental fatigue. You're going to see you're going to be using up a lot of energy. So get your rest, go to bed early, drink lots of water, take care of yourself. And that was your reading for this time around, Leo. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider leaving a like or a comment. It really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Leo videos on Friday. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to look at any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.